I feel like the industry and the media definitely pit females against each other a little bit more, than guys. I feel like they make it a competition, whether it's your body, your clothes, whatever it is. Unfortunately, it feels like for confidence. So I'm a compliment, the next girl. Hey, she's pretty. She's this, you know what I mean? And I'm not with the, I'm not envious. I'm not a jealous female. So when they do that and they try to do that with me and almost every female artist out there, for me, it's just like, nah, y'all not gonna do that. I know how to curve all of that. Hey, you look so pretty. You sound amazing. I'm not with the beef shit. I'm positive. You know what I mean? So I think you just have to know how to flip it and understand that with the media, sometimes it's a game that they play, the clickbait, and they want you to get involved and trick you into thinking something and stirring stuff up. So I think the more confident you are, the more seasoned, the more happier you are with yourself. Instead, you turn that into complimenting the next woman, and empowering and inspiring the next female. And I think that will avoid a lot of the beef. And you know what I'm saying? Like understanding that sometimes it's a little bit of manipulation that the media drops out there.
I definitely feel that. Now, Cameron, Ashanti, both of y'all participated in the versus battle, man. Can y'all share to us what that was like, man? And y'all think that's a good way for people to settle their feuds and beefs?
Well, for me, like Locks are my people. They're my brothers. I don't really got a lot of friends in the industry, but I consider them like brothers. So it was really like no big deal to have a versus with them. It was dope. It was competition. But let's say, for instance, well, we can't say no names. Certain people who got real beefs it's going to turn into something else. You know what I'm saying? Like when you got a real problem with somebody, and let's say, for instance, versus is fueled by who wins. It's called versus. If you got a real problem with somebody and then you losing too, it's like you won't really want to fight. You know what I'm saying? I think we talked about a minute ago, boxing is probably the best solution for it. Music-wise and everything else, is good to compete, but I don't think you should have two people face-to-face. They got a real problem with each other and settle it musically, because sometimes the beef ain't even about music. Just because you do music, that don't mean that the beef is about music.
Exactly. Now, Flocka, you got a large presence on the internet, bro. Do you think social media creates beef that ain't there?
Yeah, I say yeah and no. I say yeah because who the fuck want to be embarrassed to the world? Who want everybody in their surrounding in the world to think something that's a lie? But on the other hand, I look at it from this perspective. This is me today. Like even from the man that shot me today, I'll give him a handshake and give him a job because I know he was lost. I know right now. I know right now. Anybody can say anything about me. Waka is this, Waka is that, Waka is anything. If I reply, that means I'm letting my ego win. Ego don't live with me no more today because I was head first my whole career. I don't pump fakes. So you know before rapping, you know what I was doing. Like I know Cam, I'm gonna say this. I know you said you was going to Ohio and I was a nigga with a nappy afro. I hope that hit you and ring a bell. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying I've been around from the ends, like since a mud baby. So for me, I know nothing helped me in the world but letting the ego go. I practice meditation. I do it 2 times a day. I walk with God, but run with the devil. It's a difference. I'm never by myself. I'm with God. So being with God, man, you gotta just show love. My religion is love. And that beef shit, that shit is played out. Biggie said that. Like that, fuck that beef shit. This shit played out. Look at that. I love Biggie's and Pox. Like them, that's like my favorite. Like I grew up thinking I was Dipset. Like we grew up watching Ashanti on TV. Like this is real life. So why the fuck would I sit here and play? I'm living in the future. When I was in school, they was talking about in the future, y'all gonna have FaceTime calls. So nigga, I'm in the future. What the fuck I keep going in the past for? But that's just my take on that. I don't fuck beef. If you got beef with me, you something wrong with your spirit. Cause I ain't picking on nobody. That's how I feel.
Now Cameron, Ashanti, Flocka, man, who do you think creates the issues, the beefs? Is it the artists or is it the record labels?
It depends on the situation. It could be either or. It could be both. Sometimes people create beef for publicity. You know, sometimes it's scripted. You know, it'll be the narrative that they want to create to sell some records and get some publicity out there, so everybody will be in on it. You know what I mean? Marketing machine. You know, but if it's real, that depends too. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I've seen both scenarios. I've seen it be the fake beef just for the, you know, for the publicity, and I've seen the real.
No, it definitely get real. It definitely get real. Now to Cameron, Ashanti, and Flocka, how do y'all keep yourself out of the drama? How do y'all avoid the beef?
Like, well, I didn't get to chime in. I just wanted to really salute Waka for what he said a minute ago. You know what I'm saying? And you really gotta get into that place to what he's talking about, even when it's meditation. You gotta let a lot of shit go. And like what he said, a lot of it is ego. Me, I'm just happy to be here at this age, still doing what I do, love to do at this age, because a lot of it with growing and thinking that you're never going to get to a certain age. What you did when you 30, you're not going. When you did what you did at 20, you're not going to do when you was 30. When you do what you 40, you're not going to do at your 30 unless you're just stupid. You know what I'm saying? Try to get older and grow, because certain shit just be looking dumb at a certain age. You know what I'm saying? Like at a certain age, like hanging out every day on the corner at 42 just looks stupid. And if you're not growing, I don't want to be a part of it. So a lot of it comes with age and experience. So for me, I just, if you say F me or whatever, cool, I'll let it go. But certain things that I comment on isn't always about beef. Like certain things is just about responding to what somebody says. But it don't, sometimes people take debates. Both of y'all get out. So certain things are about debates, and sometimes people take debating and try and turn it into beef. That's what the media does. The media, because you don't disagree with somebody, because you don't agree with somebody, don't mean you got a problem with them. And that's what media does, because people don't always agree. Then you got a problem. Society, if two people say it's wrong, it's wrong because it's the cool thing to do. I just don't agree. I mean, I got a problem with it.
Exactly.
That's a fact. Hey, so can I build on what Cam said? And one more thing.
Go ahead, Flop.
One thing we gotta realize is, y'all, when we was young, we never knew what adults did. The kids could see everything. They in the comments. I had to catch myself staring at looking, I'm like, yo, this nigga's like 12 years old, 13. It's crazy. It be kids arguing with adults, but I'll just let that fly there.
Yeah, man.
My motto has always been elephants don't swat flies. You know what I mean? So if someone is trying to start something with you and you know that it's coming from a negative place and it's just, you know, out of envy or, again, trying to create fake beef for their gain, I think it's important to kind of sometimes take the higher road and be the bigger person and understand who you are and what weight you hold. You know what I mean? Because some people try to take a stab at you just to get on, just to get noticed, for you to shine a little light on them. You know what I mean? So I've always felt like that was a really good metaphor, that elephants don't swat flies. And that's how you stay out of it.
That's a bar.
Yeah. I like that. I like that, man. Y'all know what's going on. It's your boy Big Draco, man. I got Ashanti with me. I got Cameron. I got Waka Flocka. Y'all already know what it is. We live on Facebook. Make sure y'all click the arrow at the bottom of the screen. Invite your friends to listen. It's going down. For everybody that just joined, y'all make sure y'all keep it locked right here. Now check this out. Cameron, Ashanti, Flock, what's the dumbest beef you ever seen in the biz?
Are we naming names now or no?
We naming names. The dumbest beef you ever seen in the industry.
I would say G Unit and Murder Inc. That's the dumbest shit ever.
I don't really know what's dumb, because what's dumb to me may not be. Like, I'll say one thing is dumb. Somebody may take it personal and be like, it meant something to them. So I can't sit there and say I know what the dumbest beef in the industry is, because what's stupid to me may not be stupid to somebody. Luckily, I don't really be counting. different beefs. Like beef, and that's another thing. Beef among music been going on for years, for super duper years. This ain't even like new. Like Jay was beefing with LL Cool J and Kumo D and all type. KRS was beefing with. Like beef been going on before you was even born, Big Draco. It's been going on for years, so it's always a competition. So it's like a competition thing among artists for years, but I can't sit here and pinpoint the dumbest one. I don't know about you.
I think I said I think the problem with beef today is hip hop. This is the youngest. I'm just speaking for hip hop, and sometimes in some genres, music as well. Other genres, excuse me. This is the youngest hip hop ever been. This is the only time young kids never look back or had an OG with them or a big brother with them or a big homie or not just saying that. And what we not realizing is, and these young boys not realizing is, that they 18 years old, 17 years old, 16 years old, 19 years old, 20 years old in the streets with a street mentality. So when you give somebody with that kind of thinking a $500,000, 400,000, $1 million, $2 million, a $5 million contract, all you doing is exciting a riot. Cause he mentally incapable of knowing what's really going on, all the ins and outs of being on the road, off the road, publishing, registering music, flying jets or private, commercial, or getting hotel rooms, or talking to promoters and helping your moms, your family, your cousin, your girl, that. That's impossible to think. You're gonna be an animal because you thinking of posts. So that's what's wrong with beef today. Beef is so crazy for younger guys because they like, oh, what, nigga, you drive me? They going off principle. They're not looking at the bottom line. So that's why beef is retarded right now. That shit is, for them it is, not for adults. Adults, we looking like, nah, that shit, that's out of pocket. And it's me saying that. That shit, now I see what people was looking at me saying, like I was an animal. I know I was. I can admit it. I accept it and learn from it. Crazy.
Yeah. Now Cameron, Ashanti, Waka, man, what y'all think is off limits when it comes to feuding and beefing with somebody? What's off limits?
Kids.
Kids. Yep. Kids, parents, family.
Kids, parents, family. Yeah, that's off limits. That's off limits.
But on another note, hold on now. We're gonna play devil advocate. You got some motherfuckers that got beef with you. And be like, how old your brother is? No, let's get that nigga right now. When we get out of school, he gonna be on it. So you gotta be mindful of that. So you got people out here that's in the streets head first, but want you to protect a baby in their hand, but you disrespected that baby in your hand when you jumped to the streets and danced with the devil. You disrespect your brothers, your siblings, and everybody you're supposed to love. But it's not about you. It's about the other man on the other side where his heart at, where he sit with God. You get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So, but you gambled that with people you supposedly love. So it's always a duality in everything. Everything coming to is the opposite side. So you gotta think for that.
My thing is, I totally agree with everybody that what we just said, but because we said that, it's not happening. Somebody, I seen some, like you said, we're not naming names, but they killing grandmothers and grandfathers. So because we got a bit of sense on this call, that don't mean it's not happening. The question is, what's off limit outside? On it, when you go outside, like we come older, and except for you, Drake, but it's like they still shooting up people's grandmother house. And brothers and sisters and everything else. It's like not a code. We live by a different code. That's the first thing we said is no parents, no kids, family members. But that's not really the code right now.
Yeah.
Exactly. I was just about to say the same thing. Some people, there is no off limits. You know, the savagery is high.
Yeah. Now, without saying no names, Cameron, Ashanti, Flock, do you regret any beef that you've been in over the years while you've been in the industry?
This Cam talking, like, I sit there and look at, when I say regret, I don't look back on none. I wouldn't change anything. I do look at things that I could have done different, but it still made me who I am today. Because, I ain't really been in no type of beef musically where anybody got killed or anything like that. So it's things that I would have done differently, 100%. But as far as it happened, I had no music beef to where it got that serious. It was all pretty much never got to that point.
I feel that.
No, I don't got none.
I feel that. All right. Now, Cameron, Ashanti, Flocka, same to all three of y'all, man. Do y'all think beef can hurt your career?
Nope.
Depending on who you are. You know,
Hmm. I don't know. It could possibly change people's perception of you, depending on if you are the person that started the beef, how you look at the end, if you coming off like somebody that's just envious and jealous and just a pure
Right.
hater, you know what I mean? If you are not in a place where you can salvage it and you just dragging it on, you could paint yourself out to be a clown if you just being irrational. You know what I'm saying? Some people are
Right.
cool and know how to make up and grow, and some people hold on to it. We ain't naming no names, but there is a couple of clowns that, hold on to beef. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think it is possible to taint your perception on how you move,
Exactly.
especially in the public.
Yeah.
I,
Not. Not.
I agree, but I think beef, man. I think success. I think heartbreaks. I think everything. I think that shit is a part of your experience in life because at the end of the day, you chose to do it. I
Right.
think sometimes when people get into beef, they don't know how far it's going. They complain when it goes too far, but you chose to agree with that beef. No matter if somebody could come at me like, yo, Waka, he's a bitch, and he ain't real, he ain't this. It's my choice to come out like, nigga, I'm real. You know me, you grew up with me, son. But I could say nothing. And some people be like, oh, that ain't the old Waka. Waka on the paint. That nigga would have killed that nigga. But
Exactly.
y'all niggas is crazy. But me even paying attention to that, I'm drifting with the devil. I know that ain't me.
Right.
So whatever you talking about, I'm gonna keep trucking. Because at the end of the day, I'm still who I am. And that's me today. Like I'm telling you, like to me, all this shit is worth something. Because you need the experience in that. So if you paint yourself like Bozo, then you're a clown. You've been one. If you paint yourself like the biggest man, you've been the biggest man in every scenario in your life that you don't agree with. It shows morality and who you are. So at the end of the day, I
Yeah.
think whoever walk in those doors, they opened them before we even seen them because we the people behind the door. You had to open the door to walk in the room. All you had to do was open the door, like, nah, that ain't for me, and close it. But most people will complain when they open the door and try to be a real nigga or a real chick or whatever you want to call yourself. You got to be real all the way and accept every blow, because that's life. But if you don't, it'll break you down.
That's real, Flock. That's real. Now, Cameron, Ashanti, Walker, do y'all think age play a role in how much drama artists get into?
I mean, I talked about that earlier. Like, I just think certain shit is dumb at a certain age. I think it's dumb all the time if you're doing music, you're a musician. But definitely after a certain age, you got to be like, same thing Waka just said after a while. And not that he's even old, it's just the fact that he'd be like, it's real. That was a great point. It's your choice to respond to what people say. So after a certain age, and you've been, and especially what you've been through, and let's say you did have beefs and you still here and you still doing your thing, certain things people respond. You know, people call me every week with what somebody said. Somebody said that it ain't even music. I'm talking
Exactly.
not just the street. There's the street too, not just music. Yo, you know
Right.
what's about you? This dude says this about you. This I tell them, yeah, tell them to say my mother too. I don't care. You understand? You got to realize what you feed into because these people that's talking about you ain't doing shit. And if they
Yeah.
are, and if they are on a high level talking about you, they worried about you. So I agree with what Waka said about 2-3 minutes ago. It's your choice to feed back into it. But I think age definitely plays a part when you've been doing it for a long time.
Okay. Okay. I feel that. I feel that. Y'all want to touch on that, Flock, Ashanti, or no? Y'all Gucci on that one?
Yeah, I think age definitely, both like what Wak and Cam said, it definitely plays a part in it. The same decisions that you make at 20 may not be the same that you make at 30. And if you are, then you have
Yeah.
a mental problem. You know what I mean? Like you're blocked. You're not progressing in life, So there are some things, your temper may be different. You may be triggered by different things. Some people are married, some people have kids, and before that you may be a different person. You know what I mean? So I think
Exactly.
age and maturity definitely play a role, in how you react to things.
For sure. Now, Cameron, Ashanti, Flocka, man, what advice would y'all give to upcoming artists that's trying to avoid beef, that's trying to stay out the way?
it sounds like Flock got the best solutions, man. Tell him, Flock. Is he still there? Flock,
I'm here.
Oh yeah. Now I like everything Waka was talking about tonight.
Yeah.
You know, and like everything he talked about. Like, you know, I haven't spoken to him in a while, and just to see the page that he's on and the attitude that he's taking towards everything moving forward and where he's been the last few years is the best attitude to have. What he said tonight to me was the biggest thing of the whole night. It's your choice to feed back into that if you want to feed into it. You don't have to talk back or feed into it if it's not directly in your face. So
Right.
I think just ignore if you can avoid it if you can. It's not always easier to avoid if it's directly in your face, but if you can avoid it, avoid it.
That's what it is, man.
That's a fact.
That's what it is. Cameron, man, I want to thank you, man. Big fan, man, since a youngin', man. Dipset, you already know that, man. Purple Haze, you already know that. I want to thank you, Ashanti. You already know what it is. We going on tour. You already know you the queen. You already know big fan. Flocka, you know you my brother. I want to thank you as well. Been in this forever. I want to thank all my listeners for tuning in, man. The next room is going live on Facebook. Is Wednesday, 2:30 p.m. on Lisa Cochet's page. Make sure y'all don't miss it. Shanti, Cameron, Flocka, thank y'all. Any last words y'all want to say to the listeners?
Thank you guys for tuning in. And remember, don't participate in no beef. It's not worth it. Be the bigger person.
I just want to tell all y'all I love and appreciate what y'all do. Keep doing what y'all doing, and hopefully I get to see everybody soon.
That's love. I just want to tell you, I want to leave y'all with some quotes. I feel like it's telling me this. I hear a lot of people out here be fearing the devil, but I want you to know God wrath is way more powerful. I hear a lot of people say fear God, but to me, you should embrace God. When I say God, God is your pillow, your car, your job, the space-time, your cell phone, the car you got on that bus stop, your legs. I just want y'all to know, man, y'all got a choice in everything you do. So just know what you're choosing, man.
That's what it is, man. Appreciate you, Shanti. Appreciate you, Cameron. Appreciate you, Flock. Shout out to Facebook. We finding out, man.